Canned here, CC for short, no time for pleasantries. I finally done it! They called me mad. Crazy even. But after years of tireless research and investigations, I have at last uncovered clear evidence that ties My Little Pony with the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Shriners, and their evil agenda. The show's true, sinister purpose is... Oh my god! It's Derpy! To hell with whatever I was talking about. Derpy's back! It's been rather obvious that this season the show's staff has been allowed a lot more free reign. I've seen some delighted by this, and others worried that the show is losing track of what it's about. But if there's one thing that can be said about the new creative freedom, it's how much it shows the staff's involvement and understanding of the fan base they have accumulated. A fact that I think is best illustrated in Pinky Apple Pie, with scenes like Apple Bloom's reference to Applicious, as well as the blink and you'll miss it shot of Slenderman. Ignoring how terrifying it is that that's now canon, it has been rather cool to see a show not only embrace their fans this much, but also celebrate them. And perhaps nowhere is this greater than in Derpy's return in Rainbow Falls. Now, I'm not going to go over Derpy's fandom or controversy. I've already done a video on that topic before. Instead, I want to focus on what this episode means for Derpy Whooves' future. Until now, the last time we've seen the mayor anyplace outside of the opening credits has been in her series of cameos during Magical Mystery Cure last season. But it was an episode that actually gave several background fan favorites a little time in the foreground. But after going 8 episodes into Season 4 without so much as a peek, most fans have come to the conclusion that Derpy was gone for good. So what does her return in Rainbow Falls mean for her character? Well, she doesn't speak, and she's never addressed by name, but at the same time, she's also standing proudly in the foreground, wall eyes and all. What's interesting is that she's not only there for just that one single cameo, which, despite my own excitement over seeing her, was exactly what I was expecting, she sticks around with the group for the remainder of the episode, at one time even being addressed directly by Twilight. Her screen time this episode actually clocks in at a little over a minute, almost twice as long as she had during the original cut of the last roundup. And each time we see her, she is in plain view, almost never hidden or obstructed. She's being presented very much as an actual character rather than a cameo. It's also worth noting that at no point during this episode is she especially clumsy or destructive. Honestly, the worst that happens is that she drops a banner she was holding after being startled by Snow Bulk Flake Biceps. A far cry from destroying a building with her plot of steel. Which, to speak on a personal level, I kinda like the more underplayed version of her clumsiness. Not only is it a little more realistic, but I find it a little more endearing to her character when she's just messing up the little things instead of taking down entire buildings. So, does this episode mean we're going to be seeing a lot more of her in the ones to come? Well, I certainly hope so. I think that this episode was something of a trial run for the return of Derpy, a way of testing the waters, to see what the fan reaction would be. As I've said, the show's staff does seem to be really in tune with their fans, and if you spent any amount of time on YouTube, FimFiction, or DeviantArt, then Derpy's popularity is pretty evident. By putting her back into the show and having spent so much time front and center, even without a name or a voice, it seems possible that the writers are looking to reintroduce her, and perhaps even give her a larger role than cameo Easter egg. I find myself really hoping that this is true, and not just for Derpy, but for many of our fan-favorite background characters. How cool would it be for episodes where the main 6 spend time talking and hanging out with characters like Vinyl Scratch, Lyra, or Dr. Whooves? To see these ponies not just acting as little nods to the fans, but as actual characters that our main cast interacts with? Not only would it give the show a chance to expand upon thoughts and traits we wouldn't otherwise see from our protagonists, but it would also make Equestria as a whole feel like more of a living, breathing world where thousands of ponies are living their own day-to-day lives, as opposed to just hanging around and acting as plot-advancing foils for the main 6. I can't say one way or the other what's actually to come, but Rainbow Falls does give me some hope. But what about you, dear listener? What are your thoughts on Derpy's return, and do you think this means we'll get more of her in the future? Post about it below. Also, like, favorite, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And, as always... Wait a second. Am I forgetting something? Man, it really feels like I'm forgetting to talk about something. Oh, crap, the conspiracy. Okay, really quick. The conspiracy is...
Stay pony, my friends.